हरे कृष्ण। मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। We were discussing yesterday that there are two problems of the soul. One is alienation, and another thing is death. Both of them, they contradict the nature of soul. And soul consciousness feels its immortality. We do not understand what is next to death. It is impossible. So we will intuitively feel that we are immortal. Therefore, we cannot measure what measure with death. Now, we will try to discuss very important, like why Sati is correcting Daksha. So this mentality, why it is said that it is more dangerous if you do any sinful activity, that's not a problem. If you commit Vaishnava Aparadh, it is more dangerous than sinful activity also. By doing many sinful activity after coming to bhakti, you will not lose bhakti. But if you commit Vaishnava Aparadh, we will lose. Why? It is actually the mentality that is actually punished. The mentality is what? Here we will try to discuss that. What is that mentality that is causing us to do this mistake? So this disrespect is actually the biggest problem, and that is because of this ego, and what Kapila is trying to tell and what we are telling. And it is like it is, and one more important thing, hell is not just a geographical location. Hell is the mentality also. That is also should be very clearly understood. It is not just a geographical location. Okay, under Sutala, Taladal, Mahatala. After Patala, you have hellish planets, according to fifth canto. But even the mentality we can have, like Prabhupada went to London and reporter asked, Swamiji, do you believe in hell? Prabhupada said London is hell. Why did Prabhupada say London is hell? He is trying to tell that it's not a geographical location. It's a state of mind. If a person is having lust, greed, pride, anger, he is burning himself within. Like all these rich people, not many of them, if they are not able to control their mind, if they have lust, greed, pride, anger, envy, they are already suffering. Even though they may be in a very luxurious position, but mentally they are suffering. So the fire of hell is already there in them. So they need not separately get it any some other place. This is a very important understanding. Like I told the story of a young boy who was serving in Gurukul. And in the evening, one time he goes to his guru, and guru says, "Okay, go and lit the fire for the yajna they do." But somehow that time now you have to store fire because you don't have matchbox and lighters and other things. Somehow it was rainy season or something like that. There was no, he did not save or something. So he goes to Guru and says, "Where should I get fire?" And then Guru, he was little irritated. He said, "Go to hell and get." And this disciple, this small brahmachari boy, he literally takes it and he goes to hell. And then Yamaraj looks at him and says, "Why are you here?" He says, "My guru told me to go to hell and get fire. That's why I came here." Yamaraj, then he thought, but in hell there is no fire only. Because he says that everybody gets their own fire. It is self-service. That means they are burning in the hell because of their own lust, greed, envy. They are burning with them. It is no, Yamaraj did not lit any fire separately. The the attitude itself is burning. So now also we can be in hell. Like all the cities, we are already suffering here. So much passion, so much passion. You just got, you get affected by it. There is competition for no reason. Even children are from the age of 3, 4, they have to compete with their fellow mates because that is what is taught. So they're already suffering, Elish. You have to, here in Hyderabad, you have this 11th and 12th hostels. They're almost like hell only. And they don't have any proper ventilation. Some of the hostels, very, very pathetic situation. And the children, they pay so much money and stay in that situation and study which they don't want to study, eat the food which they don't like. And there is no time, personal time, no free space. And 2 years they go through hell. And after coming, they go into college, and then you have all this bombardment to the social media that this is the way to enjoy. And when it comes to the real life, it is completely contradictory. You don't have that much what is shown. You don't experience anything, and you always feel that I'm losing something, I'm missing something in life, I'm listening. So in that way, they're already in hell. And now, when we offend devotees, then we are also having the same hellish mentality. So when it is said you are you will go to hell, means it is not only just geographical location, it is also the mentality. Now also I can be in hell. I may have all the facility at my home, but my neighbor brought a very beautiful big car and is a beautiful wife and and other things, and it is burning my heart. So that means I am already in hell. So this is also an understanding that we have to solve this problem. And this is actually the solution is we should have proper faith. Certain, we should change the vision of the world, what we have. Try to see the connection of all living entities. That is through the faith. We have knowledge, we have understanding, but there is no understanding that feeding another and I myself will be saturated. Like if I serve others, I'll be happy. That understanding is not there. This is very important. And like it's not a big science also. Like we have gone through this, but somehow we forget. We don't like mother need not be taught to feed the child first before she eats. Every mother does it. Why? Because that is satisfying. She's saturated with love. Any person who prepared properly in the kitchen, then he want to feed others. This is a general tendency. This is actually happens. We all have love, but what is happening? It is getting covered because of this envy. And we want somebody to take care of us. But if you take care of others, everything will happen automatically. And we need to start with this faith. This is actually what is very important. And understanding that everyone else is also connected with God. I want to give this is very important understanding. Faith is what is very important. We need to develop this faith. Okay, my happiness is in serving others, my happiness is in pleasing my superiors. This is actually what is taught to the children when they are very small. Lalayat panchavarshan, till the age of 5 you just pamper, but after thadayat dashavarshani, what is taught after 5 years is your happiness is in pleasing your superiors. And now what is taught now is your happiness is in nobody should stop you in your happiness. No, now this is actually what is taught. The children are pampered. You do whatever you want. Like some of the countries, children go, the teacher come to the classroom, children don't even stand up. They can put their leg on the desk and sit and do whatever they want. Teacher will also come and she will also take her coffee and she will also teach whatever she wants, and then they will become nice consumers. the, this is actually what is propagated. We should not create such type of nonsense. We need the this is very proper Vedic culture is we have to develop proper faith in order to ensure ourselves from some very big problems that we'll have. So this is the important method. And We should not overlook all these things. This is we have a generally unconscious trend is there. Unconsciously, what is the trend? Unconsciously, trend is I am better. I am the good person. And because of this, we automatically we offend others. Because we have this planet Rahu, I was telling you, this Rahu planet, it is desires, pride, everybody has to a different degrees. So here, now, okay, how can we justify Sati doing it? That is the reason. See, if he is doing some sinful activities, na, Sati will not correct. Because he is doing Vaishnava Aparadh, even when hearing Vaishnava Aparadh or Vaishnava is offended and we are not making any objection to it, we are creating wrong sanskara for ourselves, which is actually hellish mentality. That is why she has to condemn. Because we are hearing and we are not feeling any negativity by hearing Vaishnava Aparadh or blasphemy, it is very dangerous. And if we can learn to appreciate, and I have see we you can immediately feel the effect. If you can appreciate somebody, I don't want to appreciate this fellow, na, he did so much bad to me, or he did bad to others. Somehow some negativity is there. What if you can do this one exercise? Everybody have one, two people like that in life whom they don't like only. But you start seeing good in them and start appreciating, immediately we'll see the quality of our chanting will be improved. We always want to chant. Anytime the kirtan starts coming from your mouth, Hare Krishna, Hare, this will automatically come because we have given up that hostile mentality. And I have observed also sometimes if I have negative, I try, okay, let me think about good about this person and no, wish something good about. Immediately mind is quite peaceful and things go different. And now, but when it comes to Vaishnava, that time we should not, because that is going to create a sanskara for us. Any association we have will have an impression in us. This impression of Vaishnava is what? We're exactly going to against the nature of our soul, which is meant to serve. Now it is trying to become hostile. It is trying to exploit. And what happens is automatically these things will come. This is a subconscious habit. This is we should translate this unconscious tendency into conscious position. What is the conscious position? My unconscious position or unconscious trend is I am very first. I am the best. But conscious position is it is necessary to give to others. We need to uh, skip others ahead. So it is necessary to help others become better than me. Then gradually we can solve this problem. This is very important. Respect means what? Respect someone above me. Someone is better than me. And I try to understand who is better. Yes, everything is better than me. So then what happens is we will be able to learn from everyone. No, then I sincerely understand I have no qualities, I am missing it, and then as a result, what will happen? We start learning it. That's why Trinadapi Sunichena, why this verse is very important. That's the most important point of this verse is Kirtaniya Sadahari. We will be able to meditate on Krishna constantly when we follow these four steps. We want actually to meditate on it because uh, in order to constantly repeat the holy name, I must respect everyone and not expect respect for myself. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. Humility and patience. And humility is a quality that is generated by detachment from sense pleasure. So this is the most important point. All these things I have repeated, but one new point I am telling today. Humility is a quality that is generated by detachment from sensual pleasure. If I do not want to enjoy in this world, then I gradually develop the spirit of detachment from the world. And with uh, at the same time, I have humility also. So in essence, pride is a manifestation of same desire to enjoy. So enjoy showing my superiority to others. That is actually pride. And this is called matsarya. And patience, superiority, envy, and all. Patience is compassion, which is generated by the complete absence of malice and envy. Like what happens is at the beginning of our path, there should be an understanding. What is that? This world is not intended for my pleasure. My goal is not to enjoy. The meaning of life is not enjoying. Life has a different meaning. So if you take this, if we take a college to go for enjoyment, then all the exams, assignments, projects, all these things are very troublesome. If I'm going to a college for learning, more exams, more assignments, more all these things, there is a learning experience for me. So this world is meant to teach us. This world is not meant for enjoyment. So if we are taking the world as an enjoyment, then all these tests are a problem for us. If we're taking this world as a learning, then all the tests, that problems that come in our life is a lesson. So life has a different meaning. When this understanding based on faith and gradually and gently changes my attitude to this world, patience, compassion, and these are based on lack of envy. Now, what happens is how patience and compassion are connected to each other. This is a quality that manifests as a result of generally anger, and matsarya is manifested a desire to enjoy. Now, one more thing is like when Sita, she turns to Ramchandra and says, lust has three main vices. The first tendency is to lie. So why do people lie in this world? Because they want to enjoy. Like there is a tendency to lie because because somebody, I want to enjoy. If I don't lie, then to avoid the obstacle, if something does not allow us to see our problem, then what happens? We'll not be able to see our problems also. We will, and does not allow us to eradicate our problems, and does not allow us to interact correctly in this world. So first is the tendency to lie. Uh, like what happens is we see small children. Any enjoyment, illegal enjoyments are also lie only. I want to enjoy somebody else's property. That is also a lie. The most innocent manifestation of lie is we can see in small children. They are trying to deceive. They are trying to lie. Even I also did. Why they want to lie? Because they want to enjoy at any cost. And this is now also I have this every sometimes we lie because we think, because a passion pushing a person to look for illegal pleasures. With we may lie for our, like we want to get our things done in the with some people or somebody. We will say okay, okay, like this only. But that is not actually correct. And greater degrees, if somebody want to do in a very deceitful, many big things they are doing. And this is deception. And next what happens is causeless cruelty. A person becomes very cruel. This anger or cruelty is the development only. So it's exactly opposite to compassion. So an innocent desire to enjoy turns into a tendency to lie, a tendency to some illegal pleasure. And illegal pleasures leads to fact that the heart becomes tough, cruel, and evil. And then the person shows this unreasonable, excessive cruelty. This is this is actually what we saw, na, 4 degrees of manifestation of hostility. This is causeless cruelty. That's why if you remember Nalakura Manigriva pastime, why Narada Muni is telling you will become cruel? They are just bathing with some women in the Manas Sarovar lake. And then Narada Muni comes and curses them that you will become cruel. This is actually the reason, because hard becomes hard, will automatically tend to become cruel. Causeless cruelty or excessive cruelty of a person manifest. And yeah, we will come to what Mother Sati is going to tell. So she says that the blessed goddess said, Lord Shiva is the most beloved of all living entities. He has no rival, no one is very dear to him, and no one is his enemy. No one but you could be envious of such a universal being who is free from all enmity. So this is what she told. And we'll see the next shloka. Doshan paresham hi guneshu sadavo गृह्णन्ति केचिन्न भवादृशो द्विजा गुणांश्च पल्गून् बहुलीकरिष्णवो महत्तमांस्तेषु अविद्यद्भव भवानघम्. Twice born Daksha, a man like you can simply find faults in the qualities of others. Lord Shiva, however, do not only finds no faults with others' qualities, but if someone has a little good quality, he magnifies it greatly. Unfortunately, you have found faults with such a great soul. When Yudhishthir, we were discussing yesterday, when spoke, uh, insulted Arjuna, even Yudhishthir also felt responsible for whatever his deeds and he want to leave to the forest. Krishna has to pacify him. Now, in case of Daksha, when Sati is chastising and she left her body, Daksha unfortunately did not feel guilty. Why? Because his heart became hard. Normally, it would have not, because he offended Shiva, that's why his heart became hard. Now, for him, there is no remedy other than dying, because the tendency to serve is gone only for him, even though he's doing such big, big things. But this is causing such great hard-heartedness for him. King Daksha is addressed here by his daughter Sati as Dvija, twice born. Twice born refers to a higher class of men, namely Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. In other words, a Dvija is not an ordinary man, but one who has studied the Vedic literature from a spiritual master and can discriminate between good and bad. Therefore, it is supposed that he understands logic and philosophy. Sati, Daksha's daughter, put before him sound arguments. These are so highly qualified persons who accept only the good qualities. Just as bee is always interested in the honey in the flower and does not consider the thorns and colors. Highly qualified persons who are uncommon accept only the good qualities of others, not considering their best. Whereas common men can judge what are good qualities and what are bad qualities. And then he gives this. Among the uncommonly good souls, there are still gradations. The best good soul is one who accepts an insignificant asset of a person and magnifies that good qualities. Lord Shiva is called Ashatosh, which refers to one who is satisfied very easily and who offers to any person the highest level of benediction. For example, once a devotee of Lord Shiva wanted the benediction that whenever he touched someone on the head, that person's head would at once be separated from his trunk. Lord Shiva agreed, although the benediction asked was not very commendable because the devotee wanted to kill his enemy. Lord Shiva considered the devotee's good quality in worshipping and satisfying him and granted the benediction. Thus, Lord Shiva accepted his bad qualities as magnificently good quality. Sorry, yeah, but Sati accused her father, you are just the opposite. Although Lord Shiva had no so many good qualities and no bad qualities, you have accepted him as bad and found fault with him. Because of your accepting his good qualities to be bad, instead of you becoming the most exalted soul, you have become the most fallen. Prabhupada writes, a man becomes the greatest soul by accepting the goodness of others' qualities, but by unnecessarily considering others' good qualities to be bad, you have become the lowest and fallen. And she says, it is not wonderful for persons who have accepted the transient material body as a self to engage always in uh, deriding great souls. Such envy on the part of materialistic person is very good because that is the way they fall down. They are diminished by the dust of the feet of great personalities. So, because Daksha might have done other activities and all, Sati will never comment. But when it comes to Vaishnava Aparadh, everybody has to speak. Either there are different ways of responding, and Sati is responding, and this is also correct because she is able to establish the position of her husband. She has all logical points also. Prabhupada writes, everything depends on the strength of re- recep- recipient. For example, recipient. Due to the scorching sun rays, many vegetables and flowers dry up, and many grow luxuriously. Thus, it is a recipient that causes growth and dwindling. Similarly, Mahiyasham Pada Rajobhishekam. The dust of the lotus feet of great personalities offers all good qualities to the recipient. But the same dust can also do harm. Those who are offenders at the lotus feet of great personalities dry up. Their good qualities diminish. A grown soul may forgive offense, but Krishna does not excuse offenses to the dust of the great soul's feet. Just as one can tolerate the scorching sunshine on one's head, but cannot tolerate the scorching sunset on one's feet. So this is an offender glides down more and more, therefore, he naturally continues to commit offenses at the feet of great souls. This is the problem. That's why we have to condemn. The reason is that the tendency will not go. It is a very dangerous tendency if we are offending devotees. Very, very, the hellish mentality is that is what is condemned. And King Daksha was deeply engrossed in a misconception because he identified the body with the soul. So we already discussed this. All these things because of bodily identification only. He offended the lotus feet of Lord Shiva because he thought that his body, being the father of the body of Sati, was superior to Lord Shiva's. Generally, less intelligent men misidentify in that way and they act in the bodily concept of life. Thus, they are subject to commit more and more offenses at the lotus feet of great souls. One who has such a concept of life is considered to be in the class of animals like crows and asses. Sayeva Gokaraha. And then she says, my dear father, you are committing the greatest offense by envying Lord Shiva. So this is, she is very clearly telling, you are committing greatest offense, whose every name consisting of two syllables, Shi and Va, purifies one of all sinful activities. His order is never neglected. Lord Shiva is always pure and no one but you envies him. So she is actually feeling compassion for Daksha. She is not envious of Daksha. This is also very important thing. Sati is not envious of Daksha. Even though Daksha, she is speaking all these things. She herself is very pure. In Vedic culture, what is say, what is counted more important is what attitude is very important. Like, see, Arjuna is fighting, Duryodhana is fighting, but both got different results. Why? Because the intention is very important. Arjuna's intention is to please Krishna, Duryodhana's intention for selfish purpose. It is not you are alive or dead, but intention is what makes, not the activity. Now, initially, Arjuna said that I will go to the forest. And then Krishna said, no, that is wrong. Now, going to forest, renouncing is wrong for Arjuna, and being in the battlefield and killing lakhs of people is right. Are killing people is right and going to forest is wrong. Yes, because that is what Bhagavad Gita is teaching. So it's an intention that actually counts more. And now here also Sati's intention is only to help. She is compassionate to Daksha. She is feeling, what is this? What is happening to this person? That's why she is trying to give all these things. She is not envious. Since Lord Shiva is the greatest soul among all living entities within this metal world, his name Shiva is very auspicious for persons who identify the body with the soul. If such persons take shelter of Lord Shiva, gradually they will understand that they are not the material body but are spirit soul. So even if somebody properly follows Shiva, they will also get self-realization. Shiva means Mangala or auspicious. Within the body, the soul is auspicious. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. This realization is auspicious. As long as one does not realize his identity as a soul, whatever he does is inauspicious. Shiva means auspicious. The devotees of Lord Shiva gradually come to the platform of spiritual identification, but that is not all. Auspicious life begins from the point of spiritual identification. But there are still more duties. One has to understand one's relationship with the Supreme Soul. If one is actually a devotee of Lord Shiva, he comes to the platform of spiritual realization. But if he is not intelligent enough, then he stops at that point, only realizing that he is spirit. Only they will stuck up at Aham Brahmasmi. They cannot further go. And Lord Shiva is absorbed in the thoughts of Vasudeva. As previously explained, Sattam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. Lord Shiva is always meditating on the lotus feet of Vasudeva, Sri Krishna. So this is what is understood. Lord Shiva is worshipped because he is the greatest devotee of Lord Vishnu. We'll take one more. Yatpadapatnam mahata manoralbhair nishevitam brahma rasasvartibhihi lokasya वर्षति चाशितो वर्तिनस् तस्मै भवान् ध्रुवति विश्वबन्धवे. You are envious of Lord Shiva, is friend of all living entities in the three birds. For the common man, he fulfills all his desires. And because of his engagement in thinking of his lotus feet, he also blesses higher personalities who are seeking after Brahmananda, transcendental bliss. So for common people also he is helpful, and even very exalted people also, for all range of people. Because what Krishna cannot do, Shiva does it for him. That's why he expands as Shiva, because he connects to mode of ignorance. He connects to the Durga Devi. He connects, this connection is because of Shambhu only. That is how he is able to do this service to the Supreme Lord. We'll just read this purport. Ordinarily, there are two classes of men. One class who are grossly materialistic with want material prosperity, and their desires are fulfilled if they worship Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, being very quickly satisfied, satisfies the material desires of a common man very quickly. Therefore, it is seen that ordinary men are very much apt to worship him. Next, those who are distinguished or disgusted or frustrated with the materialistic way of life, worship Lord Shiva to attain salvation. So two type of people, they approach him. Some want material things, some want spiritual. One who understands that he is not the material body but spirit soul is liberated from ignorance. Lord Shiva also offers that facility. So generally people go for practice of any religious practice because dharma, artha, kama and moksha. And but when they are frustrated, then they want spiritual Brahmananda or merging with the Supreme. So this is how the process goes. And Lord Shiva is the friend of both the ordinary men and men who is elevated in spiritual knowledge. Thus, it was not good for Daksha to create enmity towards him. Even Vaishnavas who are above both the ordinary and elevated men in this world also worship Lord Shiva as the greatest Vaishnava. Thus, he is the friend of everyone, the common man. the elevated men and the devotees of the Lord. So no one should disrespect or create enmity towards Lord Shiva. Okay, thank you all very much. Any questions, comments? We'll end here.